failed talking phases can bring out a level of emotion in yourself that you do not understand, because you're like, dang, I wasn't even official in a relationship with this person, but it still hurt. Yo, party people, it's Ashley of SingleWomanChronicles.com, where being single is a beautiful choice rather than a miserable circumstance. And let us get started by applauding my hair. Isn't it lovely? I just love this cute little style. This is like an in-between style because I have so much to do this week. I can do my own hair, but I didn't. Y'all know being a natural girly is a lot. So just like trying to fit in twist outs and XYZ, it was just a lot. So I decided to just go with this cute little dude. I have like a formal event to go to on Tuesday. I have homecoming on Saturday. And I have a birthday party to go to. It's just a lot going on. And I wanted to get knotless, but I felt like this like pullback would look better with my formal attire. So I scheduled my knotless for the 22nd. But I really like this cute little hairstyle. It was a little pricey because I had to go to my girl Day. Her Instagram is Styles Galore. I think Styles with a Z Galore. She's located in Decatur in the Atlanta area. If you want to check her out, she is super professional, super dope. Very precise. Like her looks are very crisp, clean, whatever. So yeah, check my girl out. So today's episode is about getting over the talking phase. Okay. Like getting over a failed talking phase. The reason I am talking about this is because I just went through another failed talking stage literally yesterday, Friday. I don't remember Friday or Saturday, but I'm recording this on Sunday. And today is first day of no contact. So it's always a little tough when you go through that moment of no contact because you're used to talking to that person every single day. So yeah, and we ended amicably for the most part. And basically the reason was I know what I want. I felt like either he couldn't provide it or he didn't want to stretch himself enough to provide it. And that's okay. And so I just politely bowed out. And it sucks because I don't think he's a bad person. We're just not each other's person. So these very mature situations and endings. But I thought about how failed talking phases can bring out a level of emotion in yourself that you do not understand, because you're like, dang, I wasn't even official in a relationship with this person, but it still hurts. And I don't know how to handle this. Am I supposed to not feel this? Am I supposed to not be sad? Like, I don't know how to handle this. So I felt like doing an episode on how to handle a failed talking phase would be brilliant. So here we go. If you have gone through a failed talking stage, or if you're going through it, or I just feel like if you are single, you're probably going to deal with it. I just think it's good knowledge to have. So let's get into it. So, few things. I wrote me a little list of do's and don'ts when you're going through a failed talking stage. So let's just get into it. Y'all know I already wrote me a little book called How to X Your Ex, a guide to getting past unhealthy relationships. And I think it's beautiful that I've evolved to the point where it's not about just getting past unhealthy relationships, because I'm in a season where I have not experienced a toxic relationship in a long time. And that is a good thing. Like, that is just very powerful for me. You know what that is? Growth. Okay. And that excites me. And those more mature breakups feel weird because it's like you're in a space that nobody is doing anything crazy. It's just not aligned. So misalignment still sucks because it's like, dang, should I fight for this person? Should I fight for this thing? Even though I'm not getting everything that I really want. And I know, but it's a form of settling in a sense. Because I know for me, I ain't gonna hold y'all, but like, I refuse to settle on treatment. How you treat me, I cannot settle on that aspect. Now, I could settle, quote unquote, on when it comes to looks. Like when it comes to physical preference, I'm at the age where, listen, I don't have to have the tallest guy, the sexiest guy, all of this. It's certain things like I'm not attracted to. But if I can, wink, I mean, not wink, if I can squint my eyes a little bit and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm cool with that, because I feel like how a person treats me, that's what builds a relationship. Like, a calm nervous system is always the goal. Like, how does that person make me feel inside? Do I feel safe with them? Do I feel like they're telling me the truth? Because my discernment is so heavy. So when you're doing something crazy, I feel it. I know it. I know what it feels like to be safe with someone. So can I trust you? So all of these things, right? But when you don't get those things, then you just got to cut people off. You got to just end it amicably, and that's okay. So how do you deal with failed talking faces? So first of all, let's talk about what a talking face is, okay? Because I was like, how many failed talking faces have I had like this year alone? And honestly, this is the only one, because right before him, y'all remember my 2 business day relationship. That was an actual relationship. So that was a breakup. And then after the breakup, because it was so quick, I really didn't need to grieve long. I grieved for like 2 weeks and I was good. And so I went into this talking to this guy, because I had already been talking to him before my relationship. When I got into the relationship, I stopped talking to him, and then I went back to him, kind of spun the block or whatever. I'm sorry, Meg, that I disappointed you. You said we don't spin the block, we reroute. I'm sorry I disappointed you. But so I was thinking about that. And then earlier this year, I was dating a few guys and it just didn't work out. And I was like, I can't call those talking phases, because we were just dating. So I think a talking phase to me is when you've gotten to a point with a person where you like them, you've decided that this is a person I can be with. So you guys are getting to know each other to see if you guys are aligned enough to be in a relationship. So I feel like it goes like dating, talking phase, relationship. That's how I look at it. So a failed talking phase is like that person that you're really locked in with. You're probably not talking to other people. I know me. I realized something about me. I can't talk to multiple people at one time. Because when I lock in, I just lock in. And I don't lock in to the point where I know I'm still single, right? Like if we're not in a relationship, I know I'm still single. So if someone else were to try to talk to me, I would entertain it, but I wouldn't be able to fully entertain it because I'm locked in. But at the same time, like I'm not so locked in where I'm acting like I'm in a relationship or giving relationship benefits. I don't do that. But at the same time, it's really more so my schedule. I'll be busy. It's just a lot going on, but whatever. So that's what I see a talking phase as. So when them things be ending, how you handle when they be failing, that thing be heavy. So what do you do? First thing, do cry. I cried yesterday and I cried this morning. Because it hurts. And I'm going to tell you why it's okay to cry. First of all, it's okay to cry just because if you feel like crying, just cry. I mean, it's therapy to cry. And then 2, you must understand that like the hardest part about a failed talking stage most of the time is the hope attached to it. Like if you just really want this thing to work and it doesn't, that hope is shattered because it's like, dang, I was hoping it worked. I put so much effort into it. I saw this working. I just really felt like it could. And it just crashed and burned. And that part sucks. So that's why it's okay to cry. Because I feel like you should grieve all relationships that end. And again, in my book, How to Extra X, the first chapter is about letting it out. Like you have to let it out. If you guys want to get that full book because you just came out of a horrific relationship or failed talking phase, I'm gonna drop the link. It's on Amazon. It's on books on Google Play. Yeah. Do I have it? I think I have it on Audible too. I do. I recorded it so long ago. But anyway, yes, let it out, cry. You're not here's my thing. People who are serial monogamists or people who want to appear so strong and they're super prideful and they never want to be vulnerable, never want to be transparent. They feel like, oh, if it was only a few weeks, if it was only a month, bless you, Bridges, that's my dog. If it was only a month, if it was only a certain amount of time that you shouldn't feel bad. And that is a lie. It is a lie from the pits of hell because when you want a relationship and you meet someone and you connect with that person and you feel like this could be possibly your person and that hope is shattered because it ends, it is okay to grieve that. So I want you to go ahead and cry and go ahead and be sad about it. And if somebody try to tell you that you tripping for being sad, tell them they can shut it up. Okay. They can kiss your booty. Okay. And that's just what it is. Second thing, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. The reason I need you to give yourself grace is because there will be a lot of negative self-talk. Sorry. A lot of negative self-talk that will come into your brain while processing. Because if you're anything like me, you're going to be wondering, like, could I have done something different? Did I do something wrong? How did this happen again? Et cetera, blah, 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 blah. Right? So give yourself grace. Be very kind to yourself. Okay? Which leads to number 4. I'm skipping because I know because I have 1, 2. I'm gonna skip over 3 and come back. But number 4 is encourage yourself. Encourage yourself in the Lord. Okay, there's a song, Alexa Hewitt. Encourage yourself in the Lord. But encourage yourself. Stay encouraged. Anytime you get those negative self-talk like that, those thoughts, be like, no. I'm good. I'm fine. I'm gonna be all right. This is just a moment. I just need to grieve. Grieving don't take you shouldn't grieve forever. It's okay. Give yourself a few days. Because I know for me, the first week or so with no contact is always the hardest. Really, the first day is the hardest. Because I'm not even going to lie to y'all. Last night I went out with my homegirls. It was so last minute, very impromptu. And afterwards, I had a few cocktails, of course. And afterwards, I just really wanted to call this man. I've never called that man that late. But I'm just like, I'm going to call him. I was like, nah, I'm talking myself off the ledge and went to sleep. But it's just like you're used to that person. You're used to talking to that person and you enjoy talking to that person. And it's okay. So it's just like encourage yourself in those moments when you feel like, oh my God, did I make the wrong decision? You know you made the right decision. Just keep encouraging yourself. Don't get so far in a rut where it's like you're beating yourself up. And we're going to get to that in the don'ts of what to do in handling a failed talking phase. And the third self is give yourself time, okay? I don't care if you was talking for 2 days. I don't care. Give yourself time because, listen, I'm a professional single person. And, I'm okay with that. I'm a professional single person. And being a professional single person, I understand how this feels. A lot of people in relationships, those serial monogamists or those people who've been married for a long time, who ain't been single since they was in high school or college, they don't understand the cycles in dating, meaning meeting someone, liking them, getting to know them, figuring out y'all misaligned and it not working, repeat. That can take a toll on you, right? So even if you meet somebody and y'all only talk for a few days, just that hope that is ignited inside of you, it does something and it's just like, oh, this could be my moment. This could be my moment. And then when it's not your moment, it's like, oh my God, this is a lot. This is annoying, right? So I give people grace and I tell you to give yourself time because it's not necessarily the person you're grieving. It's kind of like you're grieving the possibility a lot. And it's okay to grieve that possibility. And so it's okay to cry. It's okay to give yourself time and don't rush yourself in this. Because I know for me this week, I ain't gonna hold y'all. I got men hitting me up already. I literally just got asked on a date today. Already, right? But at the same time, I'm kind of and then there was another guy when I went out of town. He was trying to talk to me and he asked my coworker about me and he's in my DMs and I'm talking to him, but I told him straight up, I just went through a failed talking stage. So right now I need to process. So for me, I don't like to move too quickly. I like to give myself time to process because I don't want to rebound. And I also don't want to rush myself and then kind of try to put somebody in the space of the person that I'm grieving. Because a lot of people do that. When you're so used to talking to someone every single day, instead of taking a break, you'll try to find somebody else to start talking to every single day. And I know I have stuff to do. So I know God's timing is perfect. So I have stuff to do anyway. So I need to focus on that instead of trying to build something else with somebody else. Although I'm still gonna be out here dating. I'm gonna still at least give myself a little bit of time. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean. Give yourself time. Give yourself time. Treat it like a breakup. Give yourself a little bit of time. I'm not saying you need as much time, but I don't know. Some people's talking phases be lasting 6 months to a year. I don't know how y'all do that. I could never. But give yourself time to grieve this thing, okay? So the next we're going to talk about, here's what you don't do. This is what you're not going to do in this failed talking stage, okay? Okay, number one, we're not blaming ourselves, okay? We're not blaming ourselves, okay? Now, unless you did something like crazy, and even in that, it's kind of like take accountability, apologize, repent, forgive yourself, and we moving on, okay? That's what we gonna do. That's just what we gonna do, because we not. But if you are that person who, you're like me, because I'm very like, I want to self-reflect, I want to see what I did wrong, I want to figure this out, etc., etc. So a lot of times I will blame myself. I'll be like, well, maybe if I did this and maybe if I did that, if I, etc. No, we're not doing that. We're not blaming ourselves. So we gonna get away from that self-blame, because if it was supposed to work, it would have, and we just gonna have to move on. Okay, that's what we gonna do. Because this is really, I'm really talking to the people who, the other person did something crazy, or it was like it was misaligned, and you know it was misaligned, and you was trying to avoid it, you was trying to hold on, but you deep down inside in your gut, you knew that it just wasn't gonna work. So you blaming yourself. Don't do that, because here's the thing. Sometimes stuff don't work because it's just not supposed to work. It's nobody's fault. It's nobody's fault. I feel like in this scenario with me, like it's really nobody's fault, because it could be bad timing. It could be just, I don't know. But if it was supposed to work, it would have. That's what I mean. That's what I'm getting down to. So sometimes it's like, I know we want to play this blame game to kind of like process a little bit quicker, but no, just leave that alone. Just say, you know what, it wasn't supposed to work because it wasn't supposed to work. It ain't nobody's fault. Okay? It ain't nobody's fault. Don't blame yourself. 2, do not beat yourself up. Please. Don't beat yourself up. Like, I used to have really, 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 really bad negative self-talk, where every time because I had been single for so long, there were a few records that played in my head back to back. It was like, first, it's like, you're going to be single forever. Second one was, you never meet, like you only meet people once a year. So since this failed, you're not going to meet nobody no more this year. And it's going to take another year. I don't know where these self-talks, negative self-talk, false things came from, but these were the things that were playing in my brain. It was just like, see, you're flawed. Something's wrong with you. And that's why this keeps happening. Just all of this stuff. I would just beat myself up. Like, if you weren't anxiously attached, then people would stay with you. If you didn't have these issues, then people would stay. But I don't do that no more. Because I'm like, I'm all of that in a bag of chips and a slice of cake. Baby, I'm the guacamole, not the salsa. Like, what we talking about? I'm not gonna do that. So it's just, don't beat yourself up. Understand that things just happen. Go back to number one, like, hey, it ain't nobody's fault. I didn't do nothing wrong. It just wasn't supposed to work. And that's just what it is. Point blank in the period. Because I'm just not settling on treatment. Like, I'm not settling on that. So if you ain't treating me like I feel like I need to be treated, and if you're just not fulfilling the needs that I need, because I don't be asking for a lot. I really don't. I really don't. I really just be asking for quality time, effort, little words of affirmation. That's it. That's all that's all girl be want. That's it. That's it. You know what I mean? That's it. So that's what you don't do. Third thing you don't want to do, ruminate on how it ended. Listen, if you are over analytical, overthinking, Miss Mamas like myself, you gonna think of every equation of how you could have avoided, and it could have did this, and it could have did that. Understand this. In a relationship, there are 2 people in it. And when you are trying to communicate something, when you're trying to make something work, all you're responsible for and all that you can control is how you say it, how you do things, but you can't control how that other person does things, handles things, processes information. You just can't. You can't control how they, because like I would love to be in control with how someone understands what I tell them. I would love to be in control of how someone responds to an issue that I have, but I'm not. So it's like ruminating on how something ended is just pointless because at the end of the day, it's still over. Like, it's still over. So just let it go. Give yourself grace and just you just got to move on. And I know it sucks. Again, I know it sucks, but it's just all a part of the processing. And I feel like when you stop ruminating, and if you don't know what ruminating is, it's basically just going over and over and over and over with yourself, like in your head over something that it's like you can't change it. There's nothing you can do. Just let it go. Move on. And that's where that grace comes. You got to give yourself grace. Number 4, do not feel like this your last chance. If you're somebody right now and you feel like this your last chance, you see my hand, I'm finna slap you in a very loving way. Okay? I want you to understand this is not your last chance. This is not your last chance. That's another like negative self-talk, like the, I'm a Christian, so I know how the devil works in your mind. He creates vain imaginations, and those vain imaginations are things like, when something ends, you tell yourself, oh, because this one thing ended, I ain't never gonna find nobody else. Like, what? What are you talking about? Y'all better listen to Pastor Glow when she said, when I lose a nigga, I just pop out and go find some more. Period. Like, Gucci said it. When one leave, next 15, another one coming. Like, you got to start believing in stuff. And this coming from me is a lot because I used to be the girl who would have pity parties. I would feel like, oh my God, I'm never going to meet anyone else. It's going to take another year. It's already November and Christmas around the corner and I'm not going to have anyone and blah, blah, blah. Let's not do this. I'm not doing that, okay? I am going to pop out and go find some more as soon as I take my time. As soon as I give myself a little bit of time, okay? Just a little bit of time. All right. Last but not least, do not see yourself as a failure. Just because the relationship failed, just because the talking phase failed does not mean you are a failure. You have to stop. You have to stop with absolutes. When the enemy also speaks in absolutes. Absolutes is doing stuff like, I never would have. This always happens to me. I'm never going to meet anyone else. Because something failed, that means I'm a failure. Because someone called me this, that means I'm this thing. No, it's a lie. It's all a lie. It was all a lie. Like Carly Red, it was all a lie. Okay? It's all a lie. All right? So I just don't want you to sit on this and dwell on this and see yourself as a failure because it's a lie. It is a lie. The thing failed. You are not a failure. And I don't even care if that person tried to make it seem like it was your fault or XYZ. No, you know the truth. You are good. It is okay. Even if you did make a mistake, that does not mean that you are just beyond redemption. No, you're not a failure. It happens. It freaking happens. And I feel like eventually you're going to fail your way into a great relationship. And that's what I'm trying to do, okay? Fail my way into a great relationship, into that relationship that's going to make me understand why God did not let it work with nobody else so I could find this person. And that's just what it is, okay? That's just what it is. That's it. So hopefully this helps somebody. I feel like this is just not a topic that is touched on enough. So hopefully this helped somebody. If it helped you today, be sure to comment below. Be sure to share this with somebody. Be sure to give me 5 stars on all streaming platforms and subscribe. Now, if you're not gonna give me 5 stars, don't even come messing up my scores like this. Just don't give me none at all. Like, just don't touch nothing. But be sure to subscribe, like, comment, share. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. Until next time, bye.